we're on the move with the exciting Marlin, unmatched by any other car, for it's a swinging fastback with the comfort and roominess of a conventional sedan. In March, the automotive magazines found Marlin refreshingly new in concept. Motor Trend used Marlin for the cover illustration and featured it in the lead article. Their write-up is well worth reading. In a few sentences, they do a pretty good job of summing up why the Marlin is so important to you as a salesman. Listen to this. American Motors is well aware that percentage-wise, the number of performance cars sold is small. But they're also aware that sales of these cars are increasing. What's more important, sporty models are excellent image builders and spur sales throughout the line. Hence, the spawning of Marlin. The article goes on to describe many outstanding Marlin features. Read it. It's candid, perceptive, sometimes using glowing terms we'd be embarrassed to use ourselves in beating the drum for this unmatched fastback. Here is the car, available at first to only a select few, but destined to become a real volume seller in the sports fastback field. But for the present, you'll probably be able to deliver about one Marlin for every 10 prospects who want to buy them. So remember this. To you, as a salesman, the important factor is that Marlin brings people in to see our products. It changes people's impressions of all our cars. It opens their eyes to the real American Motors, the forward-thinking, progressive builders of cars of the future. They get to see, perhaps for the first time, the craftsmanship that is an inherent part of Rambler cars. They gain a new respect for outstanding engineering benefits that they may never have known before. Right there is opportunity knocking whenever you see shoppers showing an interest in your prestige Marlin. As every experienced salesman knows, few prospects actually begin with a very clear idea of the exact style or model or color or equipment they really want. And that, of course, is where the salesman enters the picture, fitting the buyer to his needs, his desires, his ability to buy. Also, as a salesman knows, while qualifying a prospect on a model, such as a Marlin fastback, the admiration the prospect has for a style is not always consistent with the style or model he'll actually be willing to own. A man's spirit may shout fastback, but his heart, his head, and possibly his wife may make his next car a station wagon. The Marlin, your showcase of the best in all Rambler, becomes an excellent sounding board, a perfect tool to qualify, to feel out the prospect's interests and needs. Let's see how one salesman does it.
I want you to particularly notice the comfort and convenience of the interior. Just try the back seat, Mrs. Campbell. First, I think you'll feel the roominess. Plenty of room throughout. You see, with standard seating, this fastback is designed to carry 6 comfortably. That's a full coil Rambler foam cushion seat, just like in front. And isn't the durable all-vinyl upholstery attractive? That's one of the many plush options available.
I never dreamed your Ramblers were so beautiful. Such elegance, such taste.
Well, you'll find that's true in all of the details. And it's functional, too. That instrument panel is stylishly designed, but it's also padded for your safety. You can have many seat options, Mr. Campbell. Let me show you the airliner reclining seat feature. From this position to this position. 7 different positions of your choice. And Ramblers offer the optional tilting steering wheel for additional convenience and driving comfort, which many customers prefer.
Naturally, this salesman is going to cover many other features with the Campbells. The safety of the outstanding front power disc brakes, for example, or an all-Rambler feature like uniside body construction and advanced unit construction, steering his sales story to those features that get the most favorable response from the prospects. As he talks, the salesman sizes up his customers. Are they really fastback prospects, or hardtop, or convertible? What have they revealed about their real needs and desires? When that right moment comes, the salesman might say,
You know, from our discussion of the Marlin, I can see that you are people who insist on quality. You know a fine car when you see one. Practically everything you have admired about the quality and luxury of this car, you'll find in even greater measure in the Ambassador. Let me show you what I mean.
But I always thought this was an expensive car. A little more than we could afford.
Well, as a matter of fact, Mr. Campbell, I can actually save you some money on an Ambassador hardtop. And I can deliver it right now.
That's how a salesman can capitalize on the new Marlin. Its appeal brings prospects to the sales room so you can present the sensible and spectacular values of all Ramblers to a segment of the population which may still underestimate our fine products. As you know, everything in the Marlin, everything but the Fastback, is available in the Ambassador and Classic. What an opportunity to talk total Rambler while talking Marlin, as the salesman does with this customer.
Beautiful finish, isn't it? That's our luster guard enamel, the new acrylic. 6 coats over rust proofing. It's standard on all our cars. This is our big 327-inch, 270 horsepower V8 engine. If you prefer, you can get a 198 horsepower V8 or the standard engine, our great torque command 232.6. These are just 3 of Rambler's 7 advanced design engines this year. And there are lots of features we offer this year that make them well designed and engineered, like that 35-amp alternator, the new powerful Power Guard battery, a full-flow oil filter, things that make for top dependability. This car comes equipped with double safety front power disc brakes. The double safety brake feature is standard on all Ramblers. Let me explain how it works. You can have practically any kind of transmission you want. This is the greatest, our exclusive shift command. You've got to drive it to believe it. As a matter of fact, I have a shift command on a car like this one over here, and I'd like to have you try it on the road. This car, by the way, has all the features we've been talking about. Notice the sleek, sporty styling. And here, the plush interior with reclining bucket seats and deep pile carpeting. And you can get this car with any of 5 advanced design engines and a big selection of transmissions.
The salesman could be on the track to a sale with that customer. We do know that the prospect is well grounded in all the features that the Classic shares with the Marlin. He's looked thoughtfully at what we have to offer, and that's half the battle. I'm sure you'll run into this next kind of prospect, too. He's a younger man, and a lot of them are going to come in, attracted by the flair of fastback styling. As the salesman talks to him, the prospect might very possibly say,
I'm just looking. I'm kind of a nut about cars, and I wanted to see this one. I couldn't afford to buy it, though. Not yet, anyway. But I just kind of like to look around a little. Is that tinted glass an extra cost item?
No, that's one of the standard features of the Marlin. If you've got a few minutes, let me show you some of the features I think will impress you about this car. Right here, for example. The fastback styling hasn't kept us from giving the trunk lots of useful space. Room for your luggage, golf clubs, twice as much room as you get on other fastbacks. The generous trunk is typical of the whole car, convenience and comfort, and features that make it a great car all the way through.
the salesman will cover the unusual features of Marlin, of course, but he'll do well to cover the extra value features, too. For while he sells Marlin, he sells all Ramblers.
This car and all Ramblers have strong, safe, advanced unit construction. We use deep dip rust proofing to provide lasting protection, inside and out. We use the famous double safety brake system, 2 separate systems for complete safety. We have the ceramic armored exhaust system to prevent rust out and corrosion. All Ramblers are finished in beautiful hard luster guard acrylic enamel. We use full coil seat springs on all our Ramblers, construction usually found on only the most costly cars. And all Ramblers, including this one, have 32,000-mile lubrication and a full 2-year, 24,000-mile warranty. I like to point out these facts because you'd be surprised how many of these features you will also find on a sporty car like that American convertible. That's a car you probably can afford. And it has all the features I just mentioned, and many others. There's a lot of car in this economical package. Good performance, too, with any of 3 engines that suit you, up through a 155 horsepower torque command. How'd you like to drive one?
Sell all prospects away from Marlin? Of course not. Some prospects will fall in love with the exciting style at first sight, and you can sell them, even if they have to wait a while for delivery. Primarily, however, This car is your traffic builder, your showpiece that brings in many people who have not seriously considered Rambler, who have not been aware of the youthful, sporty elegance that is Rambler today. These people will become aware of the real Rambler appeals, solid Rambler virtues wrapped up in an exciting new package. This car gives you the opportunity to present and demonstrate the sporty, elegant features of all Ramblers. In fact, it gives you the golden opportunity to sell Americans, classics, and ambassadors to a whole new class of people. It helps you get on the move with Marlin, drawing ever more new prospects to your sales room, building more and more sales to a growing group of loyal Rambler owners.